Hi everyone, it's Catherine here from Chaos Creates. Thanks for joining me on my channel. I'm here to share with you my first layout for February for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I am using the fun TeePee cut file. So I have gone ahead and cut it out on some black cardstock, as you can see here, and I have this cute little photo of Seb. This is from quite a few years ago, just laying on all these toys in this TeePee kind of structure. So I'm just going ahead and working out what background paper I want to use. I'm working with the Legendary collection, and sorry for those of you who watched my last video last month, I am using the same collection, but Cocoa Vanilla Studio are bringing out a new boys collection, so I've got a lot of this one. I need to use it up, so I'm trying to get what I can use. I am going to go ahead here and back this cut file. Now I'm using a pretty simple form to back this cut file. I'm just going ahead and putting some glue on that cut file, sticking it down on the paper and then cutting it out. As you can see, this is all my kind of scraps from both the 12 by 12 paper packs and also the 6 by 8 or paper stack, A5 paper stack. Now, sorry, I'll just go back a little bit. I am cutting this out. So I've gone ahead and roughly cut it out. Now I've got my scissors angled at a slight angle. So I'm getting somewhat in underneath that cut file so that it's trimming right to the edge, and so there's nothing sort of showing. So if you want to, if you've got some simple cut files like this, I find this is the best way to back them, because otherwise it just takes too long to sort of pre-cut all the pieces. I don't think it was necessary. So I found this way the easiest to back this style of cut file. So again, just trimming out that, as you can see, like I was saying before, you can see that plastic bag full of all the scraps. Now, after this video, you'll see in a moment the disaster I make when I'm trying to find some papers. And I have the tiniest little scraps of things. And I must admit, I go through after this, I put it all on the floor. And after this, I go through and chuck out a lot of these. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like, there was tiny little scraps. And yes, I might use them to back a cut file, but yeah, they were out of control. So I do chuck a lot out. But as you can see, I'm just doing the same thing. I don't know if I make you watch all this. I thought I did edit some of that out, but maybe I don't. Anyway, I go ahead and I don't know how this happened. It was not an intention, but this layout does turn out very monochromatic. Again, yeah, it was not my intention, but I kind of started with this TeePee and I knew I wanted to use that blue kind of, I guess it's like an Aztec pattern in the middle of that cut file there. And this is where I'm, offloading all of those papers just straight onto my floor. Some do end up in the bin, like I said. So yeah, I wanted to use that paper, and then I just kind of kept going with the blue theme. There was a lot of sort of blues in the photo. Seb's wearing a blue shirt and some navy shorts, and I think it just continued from there. So I have narrowed down my papers to these two. They're kind of triangle designs, which I thought worked really well with the TeePee. I'm just going to go through the ephemera here and just pick out things that I think can work, and I want to put on the layout, or I think I'm going to use on the layout. And so I'm just sorting through those things. Like I said, I've got a lot of ephemera here. So I need to use it up. Lots of titles. So again, I'm going to pick out a lot of words that I think I can make work or work into a title. So just sorting through that. And yeah, I think, in the end, this layout came together pretty quickly. You will see me fuss around a little bit. I'm a real morning person, so I do create quite often in the morning. I'm not so much of a night owl, but on this particular evening, I did create it. So yeah, it was sort of it's not my normal. I much prefer the mornings, but I've been exercising a lot lately, so the mornings have been taken up by that. So it was a good opportunity this night to create, and I went for it. So I'm still working out which background paper to use, but I really like that wild and free. And I wanted to sort of use that, I guess, as a subtitle, because I do want to use up quite a few of those bigger title pieces. And then at the very last minute, I decide to use this sort of white with the black triangle background. And I am actually going to go ahead and trim the top of that off and leave the branding strip because I'm going to cover it with this star pattern paper. And for a moment I thought, oh, maybe I use the sort of, mixed media style, but I do end up sticking with that blue. And then I'm just going to work out, I wanted my TeePee on a slight angle, and then I knew that there would be this great big space that I could create a title. So I'm just working through seeing what other words I can add in there. So I end up with, "Hey, happy fun dude," because Seb is just laying in all those toys and just having so much fun. So, like I said, this was taken quite a few years ago. I want to say he was maybe 2 at the time. So I've put the wild and free on the uh, right hand side. I'm adding that cut apart piece, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and use this big deer piece because I wasn't sure when I was going to use it, and I felt like that Aztec design with the TeePee really worked there. And I've laid out a couple of these ephemera pieces. I definitely knew I wanted to use stars, and again, like, I don't know how I got here. There isn't, I guess, a lot of color in this collection. There is like quite a lot of the stars obviously have those different colors, but I think I've used them a lot. So a lot of it is quite monochromatic anyway, with a few pops of color. But I really liked this moon and the star constellation, so I wanted to put that in at the top there. So that banner piece then moved onto the photo. So while I'm fussing around with a lot of ephemera and stickers to lay out this layout, I will let you know I've left links below to the TeePee cut file in the Confessions of a Paper Etsy store. I will also leave links to the Facebook group. Make sure you go and check it out. There's some beautiful cut files this month. They're all, I guess, love themed. So around Valentine's Day, I will be using those in layouts coming up over the month. So I hope you check them out. Yeah, so my layouts moving forward are a little bit more, I guess, feminine, for want of a better word. I don't really associate things like that. I do create a lot of layouts of Seb with flowers and hearts and all those types of things. And pinks, I love using pinks on his layout. But in saying that, yes, these will be a little bit more on the feminine side. So I'm just laying all of those things out and seeing what I want to sort of pop up on some foam adhesive and what I'll just glue flat. Now I go ahead and pop all these stars up, and I then think about what I'm going to do with my title, and I do pop all of these up. I don't make you watch all of that because they were little foam squares and that was quite painful. So I'm just adhering that arrow down with some wet adhesive. And I decided there was quite an awkward space between the the TeePee and that photo of Seb. So I am going to go ahead and add this beautiful bear, and it will sit sort of and cover up that awkward space a little bit. But I am bumping it up on some foam squares there, and I'm laying that down. And I really like how this layout came together. For those who have been watching lately, for this layout, I've gone away from my diagonal design. I think the clusters are somewhat all over the place. Now I've pulled out this KaiserMist in charcoal, and I'm having real trouble sort of splattering. So I pull out a paintbrush and it doesn't really work either. So then I go ahead and get my fan brush and that works, but I have created quite a mess on my desk, but it wipes up easily enough. I've stopped using my Tim Holtz glass mats for filming just because it adds a bit of glare. And yeah, I haven't got my lighting quite right in my room. I am also sprinkling around some Image Sheer Shimmer Craft Spray in Sparkle. But that's it for my layout. Thanks, everyone. Bye.